Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd start this filming by answering some of your questions that are literally in front of me right now. Of course I'll be answering them on there as well, and it's going to feel weird for you because you're going to see this in a week's time and probably forget that you've sent it. We've got Nat, who has just messaged saying he would love to paint the tank and panels for the cb200. That's brilliant news for me because he is the best painter out there, actually. I've been watching car shows and stuff recently, and they're doing top of the range cars, and when the camera zooms in, the orange peel is terrible. And actually anything factory that comes out nowadays, the orange peel is terrible. You look at Nat's work and he's got rid of all the orange peel because he's gone the extra mile. And anyone who's been trying to mimic Nat's paintwork, something that Nat has been saying recently, which I really like, is that when he gets his final finishes with the orange peel, he says, I'd be happy to use this. And that's true. You'd be matching the best paint jobs out there anyway. When he cuts his paint down, he's going the extra step, and he's doing amazing paint jobs with that. So you've got professional, mediocre, bad, and then you've got the extra step further, and all of Nat's paint jobs are that. I think, I don't care if it's original colours. I actually don't care what colours Nat chooses. I might give Nat freedom to do that bike. Stuart, you've written, come on, load up. I feel your pain about painting decisions. I love the rough look, but I understand that you need to seal and preserve the tank. The tank's actually sealed. It's very good, so I've got no worries about that. I'm not painting it to seal the tank, Stuart. I'm painting it because I want it to look good. And I'm not yet sure that I'm selling it. Not yet sure that I'm selling it. It might become my bike, but I don't know. I say that with all of my projects, but I am considering that be my bike for the next year or two, and potentially selling the Harley, because it sits in there and it doesn't get enough use. What have we got? John Freed. We know John Freed. He's been here loads of times. One of my best friends. What is John discussing? He's saying he loves the fact that it starts on the button. When we first figured out that the button wasn't working, my normal attitude is it has a kickstart. I'm not fussed. And John's attitude is perfection. So John says no, fix the button. So yeah. Laguna, we saw Paul Laguna here last week. He was meant to come this week. He said he can't make it. He says he likes the diamond shaped seat. I do as well, and actually it'd be good with some diamond shaped grips. That's a bloody good idea, Paul. I'm gonna take that, make it happen, and then claim that was my decision, that one. What have we got? Cy Norman. What are we saying? Cy said get the logbook, make it historic. It already is, I've checked. It's ultra low emissions, it's tax free. That's all done already. Yeah, I think he's saying sell it. Right. Derek, I don't know how long Derek's been on the channel. I feel like maybe only the last year. I'm probably right, but he's busy on the channel, and I like that. I like the way Derek speaks. He's very honest but very polite. I do like getting messages from Derek. Right, what's he saying? He's saying he don't think it had the light switch on the light on this bike. So I'm gonna check on that. I'm not fussed. I like it, but I'm gonna check on that. Yep, that's Derek, and then. Ratty's asking, when are you working on another 600cc sports bike? Actually, Ratty, I spent yesterday all day working on Ivan's CBR 600. and some of that is filmed. So I was working on a 600 yesterday. Problem at the moment in London is that any bike between 2002 and, well, actually any bike between 1982 and 2002-ish isn't really worth doing. We can't do it in London. We're not doing the ultra low emission stuff. So we've lost a whole range of bikes that were normally within the kind of £1,000 range in the past. The ultra low emissions has killed that. That's gone. So we are kind of looking at more specialist, either kind of Chinese 125s or like older bikes that are historic, or more modern bikes, which for me is a shame. I like the era that I'm from, which is late 80s, and the ULEZ stuff has killed that. So that's the answer at it. And you're asking, is it going to be up for sale? The CBR604 is going to be up for sale. It's not running great at the moment. It runs and rides beautifully, but there's an idling issue. So yes, it's going to be up for sale at some point, but it will be a project for someone. What else have we got? Anything else? Yeah. So that's it. So that's nice. So I'm answering your questions there in person, but I will also reply probably later when I find the time. Let's move on. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the actual lever off the lip, because I need to see what the metal is like top and bottom.
Are you going to get copyright for that?
Might actually. Once I get all this off, we'll look at the pan and we'll give it a quick rub down. Let's hope that, I mean, it feels okay. I mean, I probably wouldn't smash it too much. Give it a quick rough, get the hammer right on it. It should then kind of be sealed enough to be okay at that stage.
Why did you screw in this way?
Right, what's up? So, look, it's lucky we did what we did. We've taken the foam off. The foam's actually in really good condition. The base is here. If you look at the basic base to my seat design, it might...
It looks horrendous.
...work. If that's painted and cleaned, it might work. It might not. So we're thinking about that at this stage. Probably Sultan's probably right.
Not probably, I'm right. I know this one.
On rare occasions. Otherwise, we go back to the system we talked about. We cut the foam down by ½ an inch or so. We get a new cover. We get this painted and de-rusted, and we go back. We have a trimmer original seat that folds across. There's no huge issue with that. Alright guys, so you probably saw a really sped up this video a minute ago of me kind of sanding the main bits off this using the Dremel and the sanding wheel. We've got quite a lot of use out of it actually. Good stuff that. The Dremel is a great tool. What I really should do now, if I had some, was use a de-ruster. But if I use a de-ruster, then I can't work on this tomorrow. I should probably go straight to the Hammerite. I'm a bit screwed for the seat lever because I couldn't get that out. You know, it's seized, and it's kind of okay. I mean, I don't want the strap across it actually, so I'm not too bothered. But this top bit's okay. It can be cleaned, and a quick black coat that will dry by tomorrow. The bottom bit should be Hammerite because that's kind of worse for wear. And then hopefully tomorrow we can kind of look at, just play with it a little bit in regards to its shape and how it bolts onto the bike before we look at kind of what we're going to do cover wise. I mean, I'll keep that for now, but yeah, ideally I'd be putting a rust treatment on this now and then Hammerite it, but I do want it to be accessible tomorrow, so Hammerite over it at this stage.
"2,000 years later."
Okay, so here we are. Seat pan, I put a thin layer of Hammerite on yesterday after doing lots of de-rusting. Hammerite is an automatic rust killer, so rust is not meant to continue to get worse with Hammerite on. Because I was at the end of the day and a bit flustered, well, you saw me at a funny angle just painting this top bit on last minute. So there's tiny bits that I wish I'd got a bit deeper, but there's nothing to stop me today continuing putting another thick coat on here, for example, getting rid of all this to make sure underneath it is good. And then, you know, having a look, I think I got the innings better, which this side is more exposed, so this side was more important. It's not going to be smooth or flat. What you would have done with this, if you were doing proper restorations, you would have got it shot blasted or something, and a nice thin smooth layer of paint. But I'm not into that. I'm not going for that perfect look. I can't achieve that perfect look, guys. That's why I never aim for it. Actually, I'm about rescuing the bikes from where they are. Forks are nice. You know, they made such a difference putting a little bit of effort in to paint them up, and I left them sit all week so they can cure. If you're doing forks like I have here, I would suggest a whatever finish you're using, a lacquer, to give it some extra protection. There you go. That is spot on. Very happy with that. Yeah, I would suggest lacquer to give it a bit of extra thickness, and that will just help it on its way. This is fine for now. I'll keep an eye on it, especially if you let it seat and cure for, I mean, it's been 10 days now, so they're fully cured. Right, what I want to do is I want to put the seat pan on and just sit it down, just see kind of how it sits. And then I do want to put my seat on top and see if we can get away. This is the key moment for me, guys. Can we get away with putting that seat on? We know from the last video that it don't look right, but if it just about makes it on the bike, then we're good. So we'll seat the pan on. The good thing about this one that I bought is that it has all of its fixtures and fittings. They're all working. I'll probably have to do a little bit of getting some of the paint off the bolts there, but it does the job. Oh, it sits really nicely actually. Look. It sits a bit higher than I expected. What am I missing there? So that. Oh yeah, so it does sit like that. Okay. Oh, it's kind of a bit tacky still. Interesting. Yeah, okay, so it does sit like that. Interesting. What would have been here? Oh, yes. There's a bar. There's a bar that comes up there, and then the mudguard. Okay, so that's how the pan sits, and of course it fits. I mean, it actually is a bit wider than it probably ever needed to be, that pan. It'd be tempting to trim it down, keeping its main bolts and shape, but I don't think you can justify, if this is the last one in the world that I could find that had its fixtures and fittings, I'm not sure we can justify trimming it. So option one, let me get option one for you guys.